Brought to you by Janae Cook, Taylor Realty Group, 501-617-9747. Don't delay, call Janae. You by Inforce Capital, Joanna Horton at Inforce Capital, 501-922-9259. You're the professional in Hot Springs Village. Literally like your good neighbor, Ike Eisenhower, your State Farm agent. Your good neighbor is there, 501-984-4100. And now we're going to learn very quickly why those kids weren't in school. That's right. Why are those stinking kids still out of school? Hey, this is De-Soto Boulevard in Hot Springs Village. About to come up to the four-way stop. Doing a little right and turning right on Kilala. Driving across the DeSoto Dam, and everything looks great. Why wouldn't those kids be back in school? Everything looks hunkerly-dorely, doesn't it? Yeah, well, maybe not. We're going to turn right onto Barcelona as we've done here. By the way, it was blocked off right around here because it was just simply impassable. And I mean, number one, there's ways around this, and number two, there's nobody to the north of this that it would be essential to service. So Mr. Todd Knowles and his buddies at the street department decided to bypass that for a couple of days, and then they've recently sanded and salted, and there's a lot of work that went into cleaning up all these roads a couple of days earlier. I want to remind you, I hope you enjoy this show. If you'd like to like and subscribe, we would really appreciate that. It doesn't cost a thing. It doesn't make you get spam in your email, I promise. There's no way to do that. We're turning left out Cortez. We're on Cortez Road. We're going to go out the Cortez Gate. A lot of people are familiar with the Balboa Gate on the southern side, and then obviously the east and west gates. But the northwestern gate is the Cortez Gate, which we're turning left onto right here. By the way, usually you don't have to have your key to get your code to get out, but for some reason I had to wipe my card to get out the gate. And now we're driving across the North Fork of the Saline River, which is a federally protected waterway. Now, the roads are beginning to change a little outside the village, aren't they? Yeah, there's the Beaudry Cemetery, and there's a solid patch of ice for about 200 yards. And then it just gets more mixed. Now, to the right, this is Land Timber Company that's been recently harvested. A lot of people would have turned left back there at that stop sign to go into Jesseville, but we are not headed to Jesseville today, my friends. We are headed to Highway 7 north of Jesseville, probably about maybe 4 or 5 miles north of Jesseville, maybe 8 miles north of Hot Springs Village Gate. Now, look at the road here. It's beginning to change pretty quickly, if you know what I mean. And once again, these are the tributaries and the roads that actually feed Hot Springs Village and the North Fork of the Saline River. Met some friends there that wanted me to watch out for their dogs. And believe it or not, I did slow down here. But as you can tell, look at the amount of sand and salt that's been put on this road. And that's in the bright sunshine. And then in the shade, it gets a little messier. Now, this is a beautiful drive. And this particular one right there, it was well over a foot to 14 inches of snow that was just loose and flopping and going everywhere. And this is at 4 p.m. on a Monday afternoon. That's February the 2nd. If it had been a Monday morning at 7:30 and I had a 40-foot long bus, I would not have wanted to have taken it across that snow patch or these snow patches. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. And I understand why the kids weren't back in school. It's not the main roads, unlike that one. See that right there? Yeah. That's why we weren't back in school. Yeah, that's the reason. Once again, I'd love to invite you to like and subscribe. That was an RDOT truck I just passed. And he looked, how shall I say, he looked concerned. Yeah, that's what he looked like, because I could tell that he had a two-wheel drive truck, and I didn't know how well he was going to make it through this area. Tons of snow. There's another RDOT too. As we come up here, we're just maybe a mile from the Highway 7 North Highway. And I'm going to slow it down here as we get up to the top. We're going to turn right and go north up Highway 7 toward Russellville. If you don't know about this area, it's really fascinating, and I really want to tell you about it. We're going to go to Iron Springs Roadside Park, which was built by the CCC and the WPA, and you can get a real-time view of what this looks like now. Yeah, it's still a mess right here. Yeah, so we're going to turn right, and we're going to be going north on Highway 7. Arkansas Highway Scenic Highway 7 North is a premier 290-mile-plus state-designated scenic byway running from Hot Springs through the Ouachitas and the National Forest all the way up to Harrison, renowned for its dynamic, dramatic mountain views, sharp curves, and vibrant fall foliage, this paved 2-lane road is favored by tourists and motorcyclists, as you can imagine, and people in convertibles, passing near the Buffalo River, actually passing over the Buffalo National River. We're on the section from Hot Springs to Russellville, the southern portion. It cuts through the Ouachita National Forest, featuring steep, winding roads, pine forest, and scenic vistas near Ola. And it goes up to Russellville, then the Russellville to Jasper, then Jasper on up to Harrison. This particular part, and the part that goes on up to Harrison, is actually considered part of the Porsche top 10 drives of North America. And you say, well, why would Porsche call this one of the top 10 drives in North America? Because if you have a Porsche or a sporty little convertible, you'll find that this is one curvy, twisty, fast-turning, little road. Beautiful, beautiful day, beautiful piece of land here. Just to the right there was Mountain Time Airbnb or B&B, and that is for sale. We're passing the Highway 7 Scenic Road sign right there, and also there's 2 little roads that run over to Winona, and we went past the lower one. We're going to get up on the higher one here in just a minute. But we're about to turn into Iron Springs Roadside Park. Now, this was built, I remember as a kid coming here, and they had a pretty good sized little dam built on the creek, and it made a heck of a swimming hole, but that's since had a huge flood and kind of messed it up, but it's still a great little picnic area. A lot of bikers stop here before they have a last pee break before they run way up through the road. The next real turnoff that has a operating bathroom on this side is probably 35 miles, very close to Ola. These were all built by the CCC. This looks like a little bitty roadside park with nothing, right? We'll get out and park right here and go right. And there is a beautiful bridge that passes over the creek that goes on up to the foot ramp, or the on-ramp, I should say, of the Ouachita National Trail, which is about 198 miles of beautiful, pristine trail that goes all the way through the National Forest from the west end, about 60 miles into about 30 miles into the IT, the Indian Territory, and then comes all the way back out to Pinnacle. We're also, right in just a minute, we're going to give you a tour in the next show of the scenic Lake Winona Drive. This is part of that one, and the colors, it's probably about 5 o'clock, getting real close to sunset. And the golden hour is just in full bloom. This, my friends, this is what 1.7 million acres of national forest and over 230,000 acres of pristine wilderness. And you say, well, I'd like to go drive through that wilderness. You're not listening. It's wilderness. You can't drive through it. You can drive around it. And that is the Flatside Wilderness area, just probably about 10 miles north of where we are right now on Highway 7. There are so many gems and beautiful things that Hot Springs Village and Hot Springs and the Ouachitas afford. My friends, get out and enjoy it. Go and see it. Right behind, or literally below us, the Lake Winona Trail goes to the east that we're looking at right there. That goes over to Highway 9, comes out very near Pinnacle Mountain. The one below us turns left and goes out to Fork. Oh, what is it? Y for, yeah, Y, the Y, W-Y, or Y City. Y City is back out this direction we're looking now. Diane and I have several shows we've made from up here in the National Forest. One of them is the Ouachita Pinnacle that we'll be giving to you very soon. In these dark gray days of winter where we have all this snow, I thought it'd be nice to make some shows that we had saved up that were green. Well, that's what you're about to see very shortly. Also, this is the drone footage from the Winona Trail. Absolutely beautiful. You'll see a little footage here in a minute where I decided to go up in the trail and then talk myself out of it. Didn't look like such a good idea. No cell phone reception, sunset, extremely slippery conditions, no other cars, no other trucks, and I'm sliding toward the ditch. Yeah, that's the key to get your tail home, Mr. Simpson. I could hear Diane saying it. I promise. By the way, the next part here is actually me trying to leave the Iron Springs Roadside Park in two-wheel drive. And maybe I should turn up the sound because, yeah, It doesn't make much sense until I turn it up and you see that I wasn't going anywhere and wasn't going anywhere fast until I put it in four-wheel drive. And I know you've heard me talk about the CCC, the Civil Conservation Corps. The lowest Civil Conservation Corps, the most southern one, is the Jesseville one that's just around this corner, and it's an unbelievably beautiful area. There's some concrete pads and some other things that exist here from the 20s and 30s, but not much. Seriously, not much. If you don't know much about the CCC, I strongly encourage you to take a look at it. These people were they were trying to keep young men and families from starving, and they made something like $25 a week, and they got to keep 5 of it, and the rest of it went back home to their families to keep them from starving, literally. This is the Lake Winona Trail that we were showing you where the drone was sitting when we were parked, and this is a sped-up view of the way home from the Lake Winona Trail, and the way that the area that you've seen, the Hot Springs Village entrance, and driving through Jesseville. I've sped this up significantly. I hope you enjoy the trip. I hope you come back and join us again. Stay tuned for the next episode for the Ouachita National Forest Trail, and we'll give you more drone shots and a little bit of drive through there and show you how deadly things get. Yeah. By the way, this is the trailhead, one of the trailheads for the Ouachita National Trail. Remarkable. Our assets, my friends, yeah, they're impeccable and unbelievable at this point. And we're driving back through Montgomery County into Perry County, then back into Garland County. And this is, this is some pretty rural area. We're just outside the village. It gets rustic real quick, real quick. Dennis Simpson, Hot Springs Village Venues. We will see you next time. Hope you enjoyed these. Don't delay. Call Janae. Janae Cook, Taylor Realty, 501-617-9747. Whether you're buying, selling, or just considering. Oh, we don't need a realtor yet. Yes, you do. Don't delay. Call Janae. 501-617-9747. Call 501-922-9259. Joanna Horton at Inforce Capital. She can offer a complimentary financial evaluation planning session just for you and your needs. Once again, 501-922-9259. And literally like your good neighbor, Ike Eisenhower, your State Farm agent. Your good neighbor is there. 501-984-4100. The Home Plate Cafe and Bakery. Great home cooking and an amazing bakery located just outside the gates of Hot Springs Village. 501-984-6969 or go through the drive-thru. The Midnight Tavern, Hot Springs Village only late night place that stays open till 2 a.m. Great music, amazing drinks, and Chef Jana cooking for you every night. At 110 Colella Drive, Hot Springs Village, Arkansas, just across from the Shell. Call for information at 501-226-0078, 501-226-0078, or check them out on Facebook with all the latest entertainment. And by Domino's Pizzas, West and upcoming East. That's right, Domino's Pizza will have an East location mid-2026. Great food, great service, and great 501-915-9595. 501-915-9595.
KVRE at 92.9 and streaming worldwide on iHeartRadio. KVRE is your family-owned local hometown radio station, so be sure and tune in for live local programming, news, sports, and information every day at 92.9. HSV Radio. HSV Radio is heard every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. or streaming on any of the major platforms. Hot Springs Village Radio is an eclectic mix of music, motivation, great music history, and Saturday morning fun. Join us every Saturday morning at 9 a.m., 92.9. Hot Springs Village only short-term rental with over 2,100 five-star reviews. All properties are lakefront. They include complimentary kayaks, hot tub, pet-friendly, and a stunning view of the lake. Visit DD Village Prop today for your vacation getaway.